Okay, so I kind of feel like I need to explain this a little bit more. When I put in laws for trying to force a person to get a job when they don't exist, and then AI puts in general it's illegal for anyone to force another person to work against their will, and there's no laws that would allow for someone to be forced to get a job that doesn't exist. So, when I was in my second marriage, my second husband was actually telling me to go get a job. That's what he was telling me, to go get a job so he could get divorced. That's what he was telling me. And this was before he was physically abusive to me. So that's why I worded it the way that I did when I said when the jobs don't exist. I had self-employment when we were at the house. And the self-employment that I had afforded him the ability to be able to retire early. And when I say retire early, the money I was bringing in was good. Well, then it started reducing, and I was getting less and less and less money as time passed. And he started getting very angry with me. And this was at the time of Antifa, the insurrection, and those other negative movements that were taking place at the time. And, where the people don't like the cops and stuff like that. And so, but we were making double house payments, so the house got paid off early. Well, then he decided he didn't want to be married anymore. He just out and out decided he didn't want to be married anymore, and he was becoming physically abusive to me. He was also on gabapentin, which now it's come out all these years later that gabapentin it is a controlled substance. And they said it mirrors things very similar to opioids. And so he was saying he was having memory problems and all this stuff, and he didn't remember doing things. And so, there was just a whole lot of things going on. So it almost seemed like it was orchestrated. Once he got his retirement, he got everything that he needed. The house was paid for. It was just like he decided, well, I used her for what I needed. Now I don't want her around anymore because really he told the divorce judge that he didn't want to be married to begin with anyway, but yet he got married. Well, if he really didn't want to be married, why did he get married? He was legally married to me. And so there was absolutely nothing equitable related to how the marriage ended and why I would be the one who ends up homeless at the end of the marriage. But of course, it's not the first time that's happened. Even in my first marriage, I kind of ended up homeless. But, what most military people do because they don't get to keep